And now the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Heidelberg. At guard, a 6-foot grad student out of Columbus. That's number 0, Trey Watkins. At forward, a 6'2" senior out of Gahanna, Ohio. Number 3, Zane Lightwine. At guard, we have a 6'2" junior out of Akron. That's number 12, Isaiah Young. At forward, a 6'5" freshman out of Botkins. Number 21, Carter Plyman. And at center, a 6'10" senior out of Columbus, number 23, Eric Panning. Heidelberg's coached by Andy Buhai, who's assisted by Corey Harvey and Keandre Graves. And now, Wheaton College fans, on your feet, the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. At guard, a 6'2" grad student out of Woodburn, Oregon, number 3, R.J. Valiz. At guard, a 6'3" junior out of Austin, number 5, Stephen Schultz. At guard, a 6'5" senior out of Littleton, that's number 10, Nate Sock. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore out of Fort Mill, number 12, Kyle Nebbs. And at center for the Thunder, a 6'9" grad student out of Tempe, number 35, Connor Braun. Wheaton College is coached by Mike Schauer, who's assisted by JP, John Panner.
And alongside Dominic Brown, Aiden Kong, and Dominic, both teams lost last night in the Lee Fund Classic semifinal games. How do both teams look to respond tonight?
It's coming off against Piedmont. Definitely a team that's still trying to find exactly who they are. A lot of turnover from last year. And so one of the keys for Wheaton is going to be good communication tonight. Hopefully they can establish some good three-point shooting and they can play good defense.
And let's roll from King Arena. Thunder lost to Piedmont 79-66, one of the 2 semifinal games. Heidelberg lost to Alma 86-84, really close matchup. Tight defense shown on Kyle Nebbs. Here's now Connor Braun, 5 to shoot. Valiz now, 2 on the shot clock, puts it up. Kyle, no good though for R.J. Valiz.
That's a great defensive possession there by Heidelberg. I love how they were able to track with Wheaton's ball movement.
Inside floater, that one will not fall for Isaiah Young.
You can instantly see Nate Sock being tested, his first start of the year.
Meanwhile, Kyle Nebbs unloading from downtown, but he misfires on his first field goal.
Absolutely. It seems like we're going with a very quick pace of play so far in this one. Both teams trying to get that early advantage.
That one off the hand of Eric Penning, an early turnover for Heidelberg.
So we can try to see Penny battling Braun on the inside. That's going to be a key battle to see who can establish the interior. Both of these big men, both key for their teams tonight.
And for the Thunder, and Coach Schauer talked about getting off to a fast start. The Thunder have struggled in their first 3 games, shooting well and falling down early. Here's now Kyle Nebbs going outside Connor Braun. Nate Sock making his first start of the season. Sock fading away. First shot is no good.
Definitely a bit of a tough shot there, but it's good to get your first one out of the way. We'll see how he performs the rest of the night.
Here's Eric Penny, the big man, able to muscle in and bang it home.
Eric Penny going right at Connor Braun, as we see there. That battle is going to be key for tonight. We'll see if Heidelberg's able to establish that inside paint.
The 6'10 senior out of Columbus, Ohio. 24 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double performance for him on 60% true shooting. Here's Connor Braun, gets it back to Valiz. Now back to Braun, wide open for 3. That shot too strong.
Like the pass by Valiz there, looking for the extra open man, but unfortunately Braun unable to hit the shot.
Braun 9 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist in their loss to Piedmont. Here comes Trey Watkins. That shot won't fall.
Definitely seeing some good defense to start. A lot of tough shots going up from both Heidelberg and Wheaton. We'll see who breaks first defensively, but we talked about Coach Schauer wanted this to be a defensive team, and so far, Wheaton's played really good defense in the early going of this game.
Here's Stephen Schultz off a nice pass from Kyle Nebbs for the first field goal for the Thunder.
What a great pass by Nebbs, and a good cut there by Steve Schultz to get the first basket and to get Wheaton on the board. We'll see if Wheaton's able to establish some of that good cutting action.
And in their loss to Piedmont, the Thunder really tried a lot of three-pointers, didn't really work it inside the paint. but showing that here in this ball game they're willing to adjust.
And that was Isaiah Young on the basket there for Heidelberg. What a shot, going up with the left hand facing the other way. We'll see how much talent plays a factor here for some of the guards on Heidelberg.
26 points, 3 rebounds in the loss to Alma. Shot 67% on true shooting. Here's Connor Braun working against Panning. 8 to shoot. Braun, floater comes up short.
I think on that one I'd like to see Braun try to go more strong to the basket. It seems like he tried to go with a fadeaway shot.
Pass it to the outside. Trey Watkins from downtown. That one won't fall. Offensive rebound gathered in by Young, and a foul on the way up.
And that's a nice chance. A good play there by Heidelberg, getting the second chance opportunity. It seemed like the ball kind of found him on that one, and Heidelberg's going to now shoot for 2.
It will go against R.J. Valise of the Thunder, the graduate transfer out of Woodburn, Oregon. One of 2 transfers for the Thunder, alongside Noah Hedrick. And for Young, 10 of 10 from the line in their loss to Alma. He was really good when he got to the charity stripe.
Absolutely. Isaiah Young, the forward junior out of Mansfield, Ohio. Definitely one of the key players here for Heidelberg, and we've already seen his effect on the court with a great lay-in and now the 2 free throws.
So we're able to knock down both free throws. An early 6-2 lead for the Thunder. Again, Coach Schauer talked about trying to get off to fast starts, not trying to start slow. Showing some press. Here's now Nate Sock. Then making his first start.
Absolutely so far. Again, suffocating defense. It seems like the Thunder are struggling to establish anything.
And it looks like there's going to be a foul that goes against Heidelberg.
Absolutely. And that's one of the consequences that you get from playing that physical style of defense, is that you will get those fouls. But if you're Heidelberg, you're willing to live with that if you're able to disrupt Wheaton's offense and Wheaton's flow.
Noah Hedrick checks in, the junior guard out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He's in for Steven Schultz. That foul went against Zane Lightwine, the senior out of Ohio. Here's now Kyle Nebb's DHO action. Kick it back to the outside. And that shot is a block. Ball's on the ground. Thunder still have it. They have 3 to shoot, and that one will not fall. Offensive rebound, though, gathered in by Braun. Bunny puts it in.
That's the same shot that Braun went to the last time. This time he's able to convert the right-handed hook. Good shot by Braun.
Young, meanwhile, converts on the other end. Isaiah Young with his second field goal.
Already we see Isaiah Young averaging 15.7 points in this young season. Are one of the top 3 scorers here, along with Trey Watkins and Eric Panning for Heidelberg.
Started all 27 games as a sophomore. Really reliable player for Coach Buhai, and a foul inside. That one is going to go against Trey Watkins.
And so far we're seeing Wheaton have a little bit of success here, driving the ball inside. And even if you don't get the basket there, you get a chance from the charity stripe.
It'll now send Kyle Nebbs to the free throw line. 17 points, 3 rebounds in their loss to Piedmont. And we had the issue of these screaming kids. That was paramount when Heidelberg played Alma.
Of course, you get these nice family-friendly tournaments. You get everyone out to the stadium, and you get some of the kids, you know?
Yeah, this was, again, I heard this in the waning minutes in that classic between Heidelberg and Alma. The screaming kids that would scream every time they would shoot a free throw.
Yep, and then for a lot of visitors here in King Arena, they have to deal with the football players a lot of the times.
I know. They're typically standing on the far sideline, not the student section. DHO action.
See good defense there by, I believe that's Feliz on Young.
11 to shoot. Here's Jenkins. Now 7 on the shot clock. Trying to muscle in. That floater is going to fall.
And that was great defense by Wheaton. Unfortunately, the shot is just too good on that one. A lot of fading away with a hook shot. Yet again, it's going to be a 10-6 lead for Heidelberg.
Eric Panning with his second field goal of the ball game. Pass inside, almost a takeaway. Braun able to get it back. And now a three-pointer on the way. That one is no good, though, for Sinek.
I like the extra pass there by Braun, trying to find the open man, unable to convert. And we'll see three-pointers are going to be huge.
Panning will try a triple. That one won't fall. Offensive rebound gathered in, though, by Jenkins. A new 20. Jenkins, too strong on that shot.
And They're going with the big lineup here for Heidelberg. We'll see how Wheaton responds. They're still trying to drive inside, but I like the kick out there that we see.
Here's Connor Braun driving baseline, kicks it back to Nebs.
And that's great passing so far.
Wide open for three from the top of the key. Noah Hedrick from downtown.
And there we go. We get a lot of good ball movement. Kick out, drive in, kick out, drive in. And so when he finally doesn't drive in and take that three, it's wide open.
Trey Watkins, but he's called for a travel.
And that's the first turnover we see of the game. Yep, just a little shuffle of the feet there. It's going to go back the Thunder way.
Thunder right now shooting 3 of 11 from the field. Heidelberg 4 of 9.
And part of that is the suffocating defense that both teams have played. Both teams have showed that they are not letting up, especially when they get inside to the paint. They've had a lot of good off-the-ball movement. And so far, it's been a struggle to try to score points for both of them. But as we're going to see, three-point shooting will be huge for both of these teams, along with establishing presence inside in the paint.
Carson Shum for the Thunder looking to check back into the ball game. For the shoot for Felice. Felice drives, slices the defense, and bangs it home for the Thunder.
That's a great drive there by Felice. I love the extra take that he did, driving on the inside, getting the finish. We'll see how key some of that style of offense is going forward.
Thunder with their first lead of this ball game, 11-10. $13 on the 30.
So far, another possession where Wheaton has played very good defense.
Here's to Sean Cobb, and another travel. Back-to-back travels for the Heidelberg Student Princes.
Yep, definitely going a trip around the world on that one. And we've seen both of those times Heidelberg trying to drive inside, but Wheaton playing really physical basketball, and unfortunately for Heidelberg, they're unable to pick it up.
And we're seeing teams that play the Thunder utilize that press. We saw it last time.
And for a team that's still trying to establish its identity, still trying to gel together, the full court press can be difficult.
Here's Kyle Neves. That one comes up short though, out of bounds. And looks like the Thunder are going to retain possession.
So I believe that was off of number 31, Jenkins, as he's just in an unfortunate position there for Heidelberg. And so Wheaton's going to get another opportunity at this. Looks like we have a discussion over at the scorers table.
See what this one is all about. There is 7 on the shot clock, by the way, so the Thunder do have to be a little bit urgent here. And even though in the Thunder's loss to Piedmont, they were 22 of 55 from the field in the entire game, so 40% in the first half, 10 of 30. And the ball is taken away, so an early turnover for the Thunder.
You know, they were trying to get that one inside to Carson Shum, unfortunately unable to. More clogging defense there by Heidelberg.
Looks like a foul inside, and it will send Zachary Chapman to the line, the junior out of Ohio.
Definitely a shooting foul. Lots of fouls here in the early going. I feel like we've seen definitely a lot of trips to the charity stripe. Capitalizing on free throws is going to be huge.
Yep.
As Nate Sock checks back into the game here for Wheaton.
So Chapman goes out 1 out of 2 from the line, ties the ball game up at 11.
And we see Schultz trying to take it up the floor, using him as a facilitator so far. Well, we've seen a lot of Feliz and Nets running the offense, so we'll see what Schultz can provide.
Shum has just checked into the ball game. There are 12 minutes now left to go. Consolation game here in the Pfund Classic. There's a kick out to the outside. Kyle Neves from downtown. He buries it.
That's a nice selfless play there by Nate Sock, driving in, but then realizing the double team is there, so kicking it out for the wide open three. Wheaton has a 14-7 lead.
Neves made 6 3-pointers in the win against Lake Forest, made 5 in the loss to Piedmont. Really prolific scorer from beyond the arc. Here comes Bosmuth from beyond the arc. That one's no good for Brady Bosma.
I believe there was an opportunity there where Johnson Nichols was open for Heidelberg, but unable to find him.
Chum just lost it. It was stripped away, and here comes Heidelberg now. Wide open for three. Once again, Bosma finally gets it to fall after multiple bounces.
Surprising we see the home court rim play the advantage for Heidelberg there, but definitely a nice kick out for three.
Heidelberg now 5 of 11 from the field. So they were 44% the entire game in their loss to Alma.
Still seeing suffocating defense here. Wheaton still doesn't seem like they've quite established a rhythm on offense.
Release goes in tight to Shum. Shum kicks it back out. It is Nate Sock from downtown. That one's an air ball and a shot clock violation.
That's a tough offensive possession there, but a good job by Heidelberg rotating on the open man. And I like the kick out from three, but unfortunately unable to connect. And so we've seen a lot of that so far. While we've kicked out for three, some missed opportunities, and so definitely good defense by both teams.
We talked about some of the early struggles for the Thunder. Right now, 5 of 15 from the field, 2 of 7 from downtown, but they're all tied up with Heidelberg 14 apiece. Here's Eric Panning on the drive. Panning got blocked. Nate Sock sends it back.
That's where I believe Connor Braun also got that one from behind.
Sock trying to reverse layup, comes up short though.
I feel like that one went a bit too quickly there. I would have liked to see them pull up and try to run their offense and try to establish some rhythm in the half court.
There's Panning spinning, Panning, and an offensive foul going against Eric Panning.
And Connor Braun was the one who stepped in there and took the charge, getting that matchup with Panning. Panning showed great ball handling abilities for a big man, and so Braun key taking that block or that charge.
And I think that's going to be a huge matchup. Connor Braun 6'9", Eric Panning 6'10". Matchup of the bigs.
Absolutely. We haven't seen a lot of people as tall as Connor Braun matched up against him so far, and so we'll see how the big man adjusts to another counterpart.
9:40 now left to go in the first half. Tied 14 apiece. 5 now.
I believe Daniel Garza has checked in for Wheaton.
Nate Sock just throws up an air ball.
Yeah, Nate Sock getting a lot of opportunities so far as in first start of the year. So we'll see how the senior plays.
And it's going to be a jump ball.
Interesting jump ball call there, and Sock definitely doing good to close in because he was wide open under the net. A good job by Sock closing in and getting the jump ball.
Possession is going to remain with the Student Princes. Here's Isaiah Young to inbound.
You can see Young there looking to try to get it into Watkins, but Watkins very covered there by Ferguson.
Trey Watkins fading away, knocks down a mid-range jumper.
That's a good shot. We haven't seen a lot of mid-range jumpers here in the early going, so once we start to see some of these baskets land, we're going to get more offense in this one, as hitting some of those mid-range jumpers is going to be key for unlocking it.
First field goal for Watkins. Meanwhile, a foul inside. That one is going to go against Isaiah Young of Heidelberg.
Surprising. Going back to that play before where Watkins hit it, Watkins averaging 17 points on the season, only behind Haining for points per average for Heidelberg. And so he's going to be key for them getting him going.
RJ Valise for the Thunder checks in for Ty Ferguson. Here's now Kyle Nebbs in the corner. They go inside Connor Braun.
Like to see Braun go up with a strong hand there.
Braun fading that one away off the glass, kisses it home.
Well, if you can get the bank shot, then definitely go for the bank shot. I mean, Connor Braun, we've seen a lot of good shots from the inside, both fading away.
Second field goal for Braun, and meanwhile a turnover for Heidelberg.
And there we see, I believe that Schultz playing good defense there, forcing the ball out.
16 apiece, Thunder 33% from the field. So far here in the first half, Heidelberg 6 of 13. That shot will not fall.
Thought he was going to get the friendly roll there, and that would have been huge for the Thunder to try to get their advantage.
Here's Isaiah Young pushing the pace. It's too strong though.
They're just going a little too fast, and now we're seeing Wheaton trying to push the tempo.
Here's RJ Valise paired up against Lightwine. Under 8 minutes now left to go, and Braun, another field goal for Connor Braun.
There we go, Connor Braun driving into the basket, making his presence known.
Trey Watkins chucking up a three-pointer, it's no good.
And I love some of the drives that Wheaton has done to the basket. We'll see that doing that's going to be key.
Connor Braun tries once again, this time can't get it to fall.
We've definitely seen an up-tempo game here so far. I'd like to see both these teams try to slow it down a little bit, see if they can establish their offense.
And a fight for the ball, it's still loose. Still on the ground, and it looks like a timeout is going to be taken by the Thunder, so able to retain possession. Smart play there.
It's pretty funny. You saw that ball sitting there for a minute.
I know.
Both teams thought that it was going to be out, but it was just sitting there on the baseline.
Exactly. It was up for grabs, and then finally reeled in by a Thunder player, and they're able to call a timeout. So 18-16, and right now, Coach Schauer obviously they're shooting 7 of 21 from the field. Not necessarily the best numbers, but I think Coach Schauer has to be pleased with the effort that he's gotten so far.
Absolutely, the effort has been great, especially on defense. We've seen Wheaton really clogging up a lot of Heidelberg's rhythms and disrupting a lot of their offensive style. And we've seen both teams trying to push the pace so far, and I think they're doing that as a way to try to get an established offense going. Because it's been so hard to get a lot of scoring from the half-court offense, I think both teams are trying to move to the full court. And so far, Wheaton has been able to go pace for pace with Heidelberg, as both of them have tried to push the tempo.
And an issue for the Thunder in their last loss to Piedmont was the fact that they turned the ball over a lot. 19 turnovers were forced by the Piedmont Lions. Obviously here, it's still early, 2 turnovers for the Thunder, but you have to like how they've been able to move the ball. It seems a little bit more fluid.
Absolutely, and especially because they've been pushing the tempo with minimal mistakes here. That's one of the things you worried about with an up-tempo offense is the number of turnovers and mistakes, but so far Wheaton's been able to minimize that.
They go back to Steven Schultz. Nebbs once again, another three-pointer. It falls. Kyle Nebbs. Boom goes the dynamite.
Wow, that was some ball movement there from Noah Hendricks and Steven Schultz. The pass inside and then kicking it back out. Really hard to keep pace with that. So what a great shot.
Second three-pointer for Kyle Nebbs. Pretty much their sniper from downtown. Has really operated well under that roll, high off the glass, and a foul goes against the Thunder.
You see here the consequences of playing that physical style of defense. Nice defense there by number 23, Hendricks, going up, but unfortunately on the second attempt, there's the foul.
We'll send Isaiah Young now to the line for his second trip.
Isaiah Young here with the second most shots for Heidelberg, only behind Painting. And so they're going to try to continue to feed him in this game.
Look at what he did last season, averaged 13.1 points, one of those main scores for the Student Princes. An 84% free throw shooter from last season as he knocks down the second one.
And if he keeps on driving inside and Wheaton keeps fouling him, he's going to rack up a lot of points. And so they're going to have to try to find ways to slow him down here offensively. And then they've been doing a good job so far. So hopefully Wheaton is able to keep up slowing him down.
And here is Young against Valise. Nate Sock now, again, making his first start of the season. One of the 3 returning pieces from last year's Elite 8 run. 4 to shoot. Schultz has to put up the shot. It's good.
And that's what we talked about with Coach Schauer. 3-point shooting here is going to be huge, and we've seen on the last 2 possession huge threes coming in.
Meanwhile, in the ensuing possession, that one's knocked down by Carter Feidman.
And it seemed like Feidman caught the Wheaton defense a little bit on its heels. I think they were expecting him to drive into the basket, but they saw the space he was giving him, and he's just able to put up the 3.
24-21, a 3-point lead. Consolation here in the Pfund Classic. Here is a shot. That one's no good, though, for Connor Braun.
Seems like Connor Braun favoring that left hook so far.
And they're going to call that a foul. Isaiah Young, he's fired up. And a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And as we see, Isaiah Young is going to keep driving inside to the basket here. What an explosive player that Heidelberg has. And even if he's not going to be able to make the shot, he's going to keep going to the line. And in that one, he gets both the foul and the bucket.
And the free throw is good. He now has 11 points. in this ball game. We said he was perfect from the line, 10 of 10 shots, 67% of true shooting against Alma.
First player in double digits here so far in the early going of this game. On the Wheaton side, Nebs leads with 8.
They fake the DHO. Now setting the screen, here is RJ Felice trying to slice inside, and he's going to be fouled. It goes against Zane Lightwine of the Student Princes.
That's what we like to see, trying to push the envelope there and drive to the basket. And so you get the foul, you get more opportunities from the stripe. So that's why I like to keep Wheaton driving in, keep them getting fouls, and so see if they can convert from the line.
It'll be RJ Felice to the free throw line. We talked about how the Thunder, they had a lot of turnovers, released 5 turnovers in their last loss to Piedmont. Kyle Nebs 4 turnovers, so just making a lot of mistakes. And of course, give credit to the Piedmont Lions. They were forcing a lot of takeaways.
Absolutely, and those 2 guards, Nebs and Felice, it's difficult when those guys who are running your offense, who are your main captains on the court, are turning the ball over. So I'd like to see some better ball protection from them. It's just shooting yourself in the foot when you're unable to take advantage of opportunities like that.
Thunder 9 of 24 from the field. Heidelberg 8 of 18. That shot won't fall.
That's great defense again. Great way slowing down. I believe that was number 5, Johnson Nichols.
Felice picked up by Cobb. Now the inside pass, and it's good for
Great
Connor
pass.
Braun.
Great pass by Felice, and Connor Braun able to go up strong to the basket this time.
8 points now on 4 of 10 shooting for Braun. The floater, too strong though for Johnson Nichols.
And they're going to keep feeding Johnson Nichols, another one of those explosive players who's going to keep driving to the basket. Interesting, they're not utilizing, or it seems like they're not utilizing, painting on the inside. Another guy who's great ball handling skills for Heidelberg.
There's Kyle Nebs off the DHO. Now they pass it to Sock. 12 on the shot clock. 4:20 left to go here in the Consolation of Pfund Classic. Braun with 6 to shoot. Braun. Shot no good. Fight for the rebound goes. Oh, what a play. But that one is going to be a shot clock violation. Connor Braun trying to save it, but goes into the stands instead.
I can't believe Braun actually got that ball. He's able to get off of his back and try to fire it. And it looked like hypothetically Nets was in the area, but just a little inaccurate. But you can't blame him for that.
Yeah, he's falling down. He doesn't know who's there.
Absolutely.
Here's Deshaun Cobb on the spin move. Cobb kicks it back outside to Lightwine. Lightwine drive baseline shot, no good. Offensive rebound gathered in though and able to bang it home. I believe it is Emil Jenkins.
It's a great offensive possession there. There's a lot of good ball movement on the Heidelberg side. It seems like they're going to keep driving into the basket, keep pushing the envelope.
27-26, 1-point lead for the Thunder. Here's Sinek now. DHO. Schultz going to take the 3-pointer. That one comes up short.
Yeah, and that's not a bad shot there for Schultz, but definitely you'd like to see some more wide open threes if you're going to take those. And that on that one, you don't quite get the ball movement that you're looking for. But so far, Wheaton's offense has been able to start to get into a little bit more of a rhythm here. And they've been a lot driving inside and trying those hook shots.
And a miscommunication goes out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Heidelberg.
You can see the visible frustration on Schultz's face as he had that ball, unfortunately unable to capitalize, but great interruption there for Schultz.
3:10 now left to go. 27-26. Here comes Deshaun Cobb on the drive. What a move, and he bangs it home.
Wow, what a play there from Deshaun Cobb. Another one of these players for Heidelberg who can really push the envelope. It seems like they're a team who's very balanced offensively scoring. They've utilized a lot of players, so Wheaton's going to have to really keep an eye on a lot of people.
First field goal for Cobb. Here comes a 3 from the corner, and it's good by Ty Ferguson.
Great shot by Ferguson as we saw him make a 3 earlier in this game. Getting him going from the corner is going to be huge.
And very frustrated is Kyle Nebs as that pass was intended for Emil Jenkins.
Get another shot of the 3 there by Ferguson. Great pass from the baseline. As you can see, no one was on him, and you get more of those open 3-shot shooting opportunities.
Some substitutions now for Heidelberg. Trey Watkins, Jashawn Cobb checking into the ball game, along with Carter Feynman. And here's Watkins fading away, shot won't fall, fight for the rebound. Heidelberg has it upstairs, and that shot is good for Carter Feynman.
That's another great shot there for Heidelberg, as they're getting a lot of these second chance opportunities off the glass.
Now tied 30 apiece. Really good consolation game so far. Off the DHO, here is Valise.
Seen this game categorized by a lot of great defense, some good perimeter shooting so far.
Valise gets it inside to Shum, but Shum still has it. The referees thought he went out of bounds. Regardless, it's still Heidelberg ball.
You see things really out of control here for Heidelberg as they turn it over.
And now here comes Ty Ferguson leading the fast break. Valise will take the three. No good.
The rebound there was to Eric Panning. Panning, one of Heidelberg's leading scorers and a big man who's normally matched up on Braun. Braun not on the floor right now.
Isaiah Young just muscles in against Valise.
Isaiah Young, again, keeps on driving into the basket. And so Wheaton's going to have to play really good inside against a lot of these guys for Heidelberg.
13 points on 4 of 6 shooting. What a game it's been so far for him.
Absolutely, and quietly, Heidelberg has shot pretty well, 46% from the floor, and they're taking a lot of high percentage shots.
Valise will take the three to take the lead, but it's no good for RJ Valise.
I'd like to see some people crashing on the rebound for that. Obviously, when you get a three-point shooting team, sometimes you don't get a lot of rebounding, and so I'd like to see more people crashing in for the rebound.
Under a minute now left to go. Heidelberg already leads by 2. Able to pass it to the outside, now 13 on the shot clock. And taking that shot and knocking it down, Isaiah Young once again. What
a fake by Young on the inside. Goes up and is able to lose his defender and able to keep his plant foot down to put up another shot. Oh boy.
Ty Ferguson almost lost. He's able to get it back. And they call timeout, and that was probably a very smart decision by Coach Schauer, because they might have ran into the 10-second violation.
Absolutely, you definitely would have gotten an over and back on this possession, and so a smart timeout here. 28 seconds left in the half. It feels like this game has gone by very quickly.
I know,
so far.
right? A lot of offensive explosiveness from both teams, but at the same time, seeing some good defense and seeing the improvement out of these two teams, especially from their semifinal loss.
Absolutely, and so far I think we've seen more offense as the game has gone on. I feel like both teams are starting to establish a rhythm offensively. Heidelberg's doing a lot of driving into the paint, putting up high percentage shots, and Wheaton is really trying to kick it to the outside and establish that three-point shot. And so far, when Wheaton has found the three-point shot, they found a lot of success.
Now 28.1 seconds left. There's about a 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. So barring that, the Thunder are able to get the offensive rebound. Heidelberg will have 1 possession left.
Already Wheaton shooting, taking 14 three-point shots. Heidelberg only taking 6. So we can clearly see 2 styles of basketball in this game. And so far, I think for Wheaton, what they want to do, obviously you want to take the three-point shots, you want to be good from downtown, but I'd like to see them utilize the mid-range game as well and see if they can get some higher percentage shots.
We tie Ferguson to inbound. And we'll see what Coach Schauer has drawn up after the timeout.
See Feliz taking some time off the clock, try to get that last shot.
Braun setting the screen. 5 to shoot, by the way. Here's Kyle Nebbs. Does he know the clock is down? Feliz finally puts it up. Oh, it's good! Silencio Bruno!
Whoa. Absolutely whoa. What a shot!
My goodness, RJ Feliz. Not the prettiest look, but he's still able to get it to fall.
I don't know if that's quite what they had drawn up, but RJ Feliz, falling to his right, is able to put up the shot. Oh my goodness.
Wow, my goodness. So your leading scorer is Isaiah Young for the Heidelberg Student Princes, and they have a 1-point lead going into halftime, and we'll have the start of the second half after these messages and a word from the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
humble leaders, adventurous thinkers, faithful believers. For Christ and his kingdom, Wheaton stands at the forefront of Christian liberal arts education. Here, we facilitate an unparalleled journey for our students, bringing together deep faith and intelligence to pursue their most ambitious callings. At Wheaton, reaching God-given potential is never accomplished alone. From coaches on the field to professors in the classroom, we come together to make space for students to wrestle with timeless questions and pursue biblically informed, thoughtful wisdom as they pursue academic, artistic, and athletic excellence. We are one of the nation's colleges that change lives, because that is exactly what we do. We live, work, serve, and worship together as an educational community centered on Jesus and reflecting the beautiful diversity of his kingdom. It's collaborative, immersive, Christ-centered. Our enduring model, with twin traditions of quality academics and deep faith, along with a faculty of Christian thought leaders and a staff of dedicated believers, allows us to champion the true essence of the Christian liberal arts educational experience, continuing the legacy lived out by iconic thinkers and evangelical luminaries around the globe. Wheaton integrates and connects disciplines through Christian thought, diverse peers, and contemporary global context. Here, adventurous thinkers and faithful believers come together to create a mosaic of diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and hopes. It's a place of curiosity and conviction, a place to live out your values and pursue your ambitions. Except here, it's not only about what you can achieve. It's about who you can become. Living out our calling with heart and skill through Christ-centered leadership. At Wheaton, you don't have to settle. We call ourselves Thunder because, like thunder, the Wheaton Network is a force moving through him and for him to build the church and benefit society worldwide. Like rolling thunder, God's mighty voice calls us to be humble leaders, adventurous thinkers, and faithful believers for Christ and his kingdom.
When I first came to college, I thought I knew exactly what my career path would look like. I had my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan, and that all changed drastically, and now my plan looks nothing like that, and that is absolutely okay. In the process of choosing my major, I got so stressed out. I wish that I would have just trusted that in the Lord's timing I would figure it out. It's completely okay not to know your major when you first apply. Don't worry about it. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out. And I think college is the place that you can figure that out. It's also totally okay if you know exactly what you want to do, what you want to study. You actually don't need to declare a major until your sophomore year. So you'll have lots of time to explore different classes. You can go to different lectures on campus. You can talk to professors and hear different perspectives on the world and on different fields of study. We have our Center for Vocation and Career, which provides students with lots of resources to help think through their vocation. And your faculty and advisors always have their doors open to you if you ever want to talk or have questions. College is the time to explore. It's a time to learn about different things that maybe you haven't in the past. And it's a time to develop passions and continue pouring into passions you already have. Yes, this is definitely an important decision, but remember that the Lord is with you, and don't let the importance of the decision steal the joy from this amazing opportunity that you have ahead of you.
When you're looking at colleges, you may look at the sticker price and say to yourself, I'm not applying to that school because I can't afford it. And I would caution you to not close any doors because there is this price tag that is just out of reach. Cost is an important factor, but there's so many other factors to consider. At Wheaton College, we offer academic scholarships as well as Wheaton Grant, which is need-based aid from the college. So a student may receive scholarships in the range of $10,000 to full tuition. They may also receive significant Wheaton Grant based on need, and we determine that, like most institutions do, based on the information that is found on the free application for federal student aid. Colleges aren't commodities. They're not all the same. And there'll be value questions that you have to ask along the way. There's value in knowing that Wheaton alumni have done very well across the board. That we have students from 50 states and over 160-year history. There's value in that. But I also think there's value in the fact that you will be with a group of peers who are excellent in their academic endeavors, but also who love Jesus Christ. You are not just a student who is performing well in the classroom, but that you are a person that has great potential to serve God's kingdom. You're going to be challenged to grow in your faith because you want to be tested and you want to understand what your theological non-negotiables are. So think about the community you're going to be a part of and how they're going to engage you. We want to challenge you to think about why you believe what you believe by people who will encourage you and motivate you. This is an investment that has strong return, not just for you in terms of career, but for you as a follower of Jesus Christ who will be called to great things. Let us work closely with your family. Let us find out more. We work with great expectation and with hope. We do not want to give up on your calling to be at Wheaton College.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is basically this 2-week event in which students from all over the world can participate. It does a very good job of integrating education, social life, and spiritual life into a very safe environment.
There's so many course offerings, from Shakespeare to music to visual arts to theology.
Each student picks a class and they really hone in on a specific subject.
And we're kind of getting like a foretaste of the college experience.
So we're sleeping in the dorms and we eat in saga. It's the full experience, but only for a 2-week period.
And they give college credit. Like, when looking at whether or not to do this, I was like, there's no downside.
You know, the schedule is incredible.
I've spent a lot of time in class, probably about 4 hours a day, but also a lot of time hanging out.
Then we're going for ice cream and we're going into Wheaton.
You enjoy it, you have fun, you get to meet new people.
And what I like about it a lot is that the people are so accepting. The people that will just take you as you are and won't criticize you or judge you.
The relationships I've built with people here have been really valuable.
Here, I'm always with someone, I'm always talking, I'm always having a great time, I'm always learning.
And at the same time, building that community with these people who are so different. With people from Colombia and Mexico and Texas and North Carolina. But we can all, find that kind of center of what we all believe and build relationships from that.
Wheaton College Summer Institute is a place where you will grow in your faith, meet very extraordinary people, and learn something you're passionate about.
It has the potential to be so formative that there's no way you shouldn't do it.
Someone who is insatiably curious will thrive in a Christian liberal arts environment. Being a Christian liberal arts student causes you to expect to encounter God and expect to encounter dialogue with other disciplines. I think it creates a posture of wonder, and that's just a great thing for every aspect of life. I was in Calc 1, and my professor was having us read through Romans 12 in Calc 1. And it really invited me to see God at work and to prepare my heart, even in those first few minutes of class, to recognize and say, God is here, and do I have eyes to see him? And do I have eyes to see the way that he's at work? They don't say that any discipline is off limits from God, or that God is off limits from any discipline. Wheaton really does prime you to be a very well-rounded student that's able to think about questions from many different angles and not just provide a cookie-cutter answer, but really engage with content in a deep and meaningful and intentional way. I got one-on-one time with professors, and they not only cared about my studies, but they also cared about my spiritual well-being and about how I was doing personally. The opportunity to have professors that are spiritual mentors and have PhDs in Old Testament or quantum mechanics or poverty and international relations is amazing. And you get the opportunity to interact with so many other students of different disciplines that all love Jesus and want to love and worship him in what they do. And that's amazing too. And I love Wheaton. Wheaton invited me to dig deep into both the scientific learning I was doing and dig deep into my faith. I have grown in my ability to offer all of myself to the practice that I'm doing as an act of worship. That's what the Christian liberal arts can help form in you, is to do everything to the glory of God.
Welcome back to the start of the second half here in this Lee Pfund Classic consolation matchup between the Wheaton Thunder and the Heidelberg Student Princes. And Dominic, what are your thoughts on the first half?
So far, we had a great first half of basketball here. We saw a lot of good defense coupled by some good offensive play later in the half. From Wheaton, we've seen a lot of balanced scoring here, with Nets getting 8 points as well as Connor Braun with Valise having 6. So a lot of spread out shooting, a lot of three-point shooting here for Wheaton. And then for Heidelberg, Isaiah Young, 15 points on the half. He's been huge, 5 for 5 from the stripe, and then Panning with 8 rebounds. So a lot of good play on the Heidelberg side, and what Wheaton's going to have to figure out is how do they slow down Isaiah Young in this second half.
It looks like we have a malfunction, because guess what? The game clock is out. Oh my goodness. So a little bit of a delay to start the second half. But for Heidelberg, I think you have to be pleased with the performance that they've had. And talked about Isaiah Young trying to go to 3-1 on the season in the 11th year for Coach Buhai. Of course, for Coach Schauer, as you said before, a lot of departing pieces trying to establish their identity and find some sort of flow without Tyson Cruikshank.
Obviously, Tyson was one of, if not the guy last year, and it feels like with this team, it's going to be a whole team effort. You don't have the one person who can throw the team on the back, so it's really going to be a group effort here from Wheaton, and to get a lot of balanced scoring is what we want to see.
And Nate Sock is going to be fouled by Zane Lightwing.
We like to see Nate Sock driving to the basket, making his presence known on the inside, and so Wheaton's going to try to run up those fouls, keep driving inside.
There's RJ Valise, who had a crazy three-pointer towards the end of the first half. Setting the screen was Connor Braun. They faked the DHO. Now they set it. Here's Kyle Nebbs. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Nate Sock now. Sock with 3 to shoot. Goes back to Nebbs, has to put it up, but it cannot get it to fall. And that's going to be with the Thunder.
Costly mistake by Heidelberg at the end. Lack of communication between the two players, and Wheaton's going to get another chance. I like that offensive possession from Wheaton. It seems like they were really driving, able to get some good ball movement on the other side, just unable to make the shot.
Here's Nate Sock muscling inside for the bucket.
Nate Sock, we're going to see if he can get going here for the Wheaton Thunder. Great move on the inside. I love when teams are able to drive inside and score from those high chance possessions.
His first field goal in 5 attempts. 12 on the shot clock. Here is Panning. Panning able to knock it down.
Panning, one of the leading scorers for Heidelberg last year, averaging 19.3 points a game. Not a lot of offense in the first half, but a lot of rebounds, and so there's going to be trouble if he starts heating up.
24 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double performance in their loss to Alma on 60% true shooting. Also had 3 blocks in that loss yesterday.
Seems like someone who can do it all. Connor Braun's going to have his hands full here in the second half.
Here's Nate Sock taking another 3-pointer. That shot won't fall.
It's like there was a little bit of a bump, but I believe it wasn't on the shot. I believe Sock was falling down, so not quite able to draw the foul.
The Student Princes were 13 of 28 from the field, 46%. Here comes a miss, though. Another try. That one's no good for Carter Feynman.
I believe that was Trey Watkins on the pass, and that's a nice pass, but unable to convert there. A missed opportunity for Heidelberg.
They try to go inside to Sock, a kick ball instead, and he'll stay with Wheaton.
So we see trying to move the up-tempo offense here, and I like the pass on the inside, just unfortunately a little too low.
Thunder were 12 of 31 from the field, 39%. They made 6 3-pointers on 15 attempts, so 40%. I think Coach Schauer has to be pleased with the production that he got, especially from Kyle Nebbs and R.J. Valise.
Yep, those are the two guys going to be running the captain of this offense, although we'll see, thought that one was going to roll in. Good shot by Nate Sock.
Instead, it's a miss. Heidelberg still leads it by 1, still early here in the consolation game, the Pfund Classic. Here comes Trey Watkins off the glass, knocks it down. It's now a 3-point lead.
Trey Watkins, another guy, huge scorer for Heidelberg last year. This game, only 2 points, and those will be another 2 points, so he'll have 4 on the game. We'll see if he gets going offensively. Nice pass on the inside, but fortunately recovered by Heidelberg.
I think they were trying to go to R.J. Valise, now wide open for 3. That one, it rolls out. Oh my goodness.
A huge break for Wheaton on that one.
Zane Whiteline was wide open. Just refused to go and muscle in with the foul. Count it and 1.
What a play by R.J. Feliz getting inside. Schultz calling for the ball, but Feliz sees the weakness in the defense and is going to go up and get the foul.
Looks like some substitutions for both teams, as you have Noah Hedrick checking in for Steven Schultz.
We see on the Heidelberg side, I believe that's going to be number 31, Emil Jenkins checking in for Eric Panning.
Brady Bosma, the sophomore out of Holland, Michigan, also checks in.
So you see a lot of height on this Heidelberg team, both with Jenkins and Panning. Can alternate between the two big men.
For Heidelberg last season, finishing 19-8, 13-5 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. And they're projected to finish 5th. They play in a very tough conference with Mount Union and John Carroll, number 5 and number 3 respectively in this conference.
This is definitely a battle-tested team. We'll see how Wheaton responds.
Oh, look at that from Trey Watkins from downtown.
As we talked about earlier, Trey Watkins, we'll see if he starts to get heated up for Heidelberg. Heidelberg, a high-scoring offense with their 3 scorers between Young, Hawkins, and Panning.
And their first game against Bluffton, they put up 97 points, and then 111 against Penn State Altoona.
Absolutely. Trying to drive inside. It seems like Wheaton hasn't been able to get in quite inside so far. We'll see if they're able to get it.
Hedrick has to make a move, fading away. That shot too strong, and the defensive rebound gathered in by Carter Feynman.
Great defensive possession there by Heidelberg, as we see Wheaton trying to drive inside, but they were just stuffing up the interior.
Bosma misses. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Thunder ball.
A Rare three-point shot there for Heidelberg. So far, they're shooting 33% on the game. It's not quite their offensive identity there. Obviously, you take the three-point shots when you can get them. But for them, it's definitely a lot of driving to the basket and second-chance opportunities on rebounds.
The Student Princes attempted 7 three-pointers in the first half compared to the Thunder, who attempted 15. As I said, 2 different offensive identities, 2 different ways to score. They don't switch right there. Here's R.J. Valise, 12 on the shot clock, and Valise got poked away. Ball still loose, and it's picked up by Steven Schultz. 8 to shoot. Here comes Schultz.
It's a great play there by Jenkins. See if Wheaton can convert on the second chance.
And they cannot, though, with Noah Hedrick. A wild sequence right there. Here comes Cobb now on the drive. Cobb can't get it to fall.
That was a little too fast there by Cobb. I know Heidelberg's trying to run the tempo here, trying to beat Wheaton back defensively, but Wheaton able to capitalize on the missed opportunity.
And there's Ty Ferguson finding nothing but net, makes it a 1-point game.
See a player like Ty Ferguson, good shooter from the outside. See if Wheaton can get him going. Another one of those role players that Wheaton's gonna have to rely on.
And couldn't tell exactly what happened, but it looks like we got ourselves a blocking foul against the Thunder.
I believe that was, we're trying to drive inside on the baseline. So we're gonna get an inbound.
It will go against R.J. Valise of the Thunder.
We've talked a lot about how Panning matches up against Braun. Let's see how Jenkins matches up against Braun.
That's going to be a very interesting matchup. I said matchup of the bigs. That shot refuses to go in. Offensive rebound, and it's put back in. This time, Zane Lightwine.
Lightwine, we haven't talked about him a lot offensively. The senior out of Gannett, Ohio.
4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists in their loss to Alma. With 2 out of 5 from the field. 43-40, 3-point lead in favor of the Student Princes.
Heidelberg's done well this possession, switching off the top of the key defensively. Let's see if Braun can go to work here on Jenkins.
Braun with 2 on the shot. That one will fall. Connor Braun fading away.
With Connor Braun, it's a lot of that hook shot, live and die by it. And so when it falls, and hopefully for Connor Braun, it can fall more often than not.
8 points in the first half for Braun, now gives him 10. And meanwhile, Jenkins able to respond right back.
Jenkins right back at him with another hook shot of his own. We'll see how much these two teams utilize that battle of the bigs, as Braun's gonna have his hands full with both of them.
R.J. Valise. And now here is Ty Ferguson. Once again, it's Braun against Jenkins. Braun tries to go upstairs, can't get it to fall.
I like that shot in theory, trying to drive towards the basket, but he was kind of fading away.
Isaiah Young, meanwhile, finishes on the other wing. 47-42, a 5-point lead.
And Isaiah Young said, don't forget about me. 17 points now on the night as Heidelberg pushes their lead out to 5.
His career high is 28, which was against John Carroll on February 1st, 2023. So 11 points away, still with plenty of time.
Absolutely, and we've seen him be a very dynamic player as he gets the ball again.
And Isaiah Young, oh, what a play! Counting in 1, twirling in midair, and somehow got that shot to fall.
Wow, what a play by Isaiah Young as we see one explosive player as he goes up and he's twirling around, able to make the no-look shot.
I mean, those are the shots that you dream of, and a timeout is taken by Coach Schauer, I believe. But regardless of timeout, 49-42, they still have to attempt the free throw, and Heidelberg once again off to a fast start in the second half.
10 for 7 so far in the game from Isaiah Young. We said out of the break, what are they going to do to slow him down? And so I believe what you're going to need is you're going to have to limit the half court or the full court offense there. We've seen Young being able to run the floor, drive inside, and so at some point you're going to have to play a set defense where you're going to have to put 2 bodies on him.
And we know about the Heidelberg Student Princes. This is not a team that's going to take a lot of threes. In fact, in their last game to Alma, which they lost, they were 3 of 14 from the field, and they only made 1 3-pointer in the second half, but really getting a lot of shots inside the paint.
Absolutely, and you see they have a great shooting percentage. I mean, 48% from the game, but if you take out the threes, that's a lot higher because they're 3 from 10 from three-point land. So so far they've been taking a lot of high percentage shots, which is one of the reasons they've been succeeding.
Meanwhile, the Thunder right now in the second half, 4 of 10, 40%, still looking for their first three-pointer here in the second half.
Absolutely, and what you're going to want to see is you're going to want to see them take some of those wide open threes that you get as a result of good ball movement and from driving inside. Sometimes, I know you want to jack up the threes when you have a guy in your face, but that's not going to work. You want to have people like Ferguson sitting on the outside when you get Feliz driving in so that you can have him kick out for three.
And don't forget at 7 p.m. the Pfund championship game between the Piedmont Lions and Alma Scots. Will again be at 7 p.m. right here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. A doubleheader consolation game here between the Thunder and the Student Princes after losing last night.
We're going to be back there for both of them, so a doubleheader for us.
Indeed.
Stay tuned.
Indeed. Here's Kyle Nebbs taking it. Nebbs, oh my goodness.
We start to see the three-point shooting fall. Nebbs with a player in his face. What a shot there from the outside.
For Nebbs again, 6 3-pointers in their win against Lake Forest, and that shot muscling in.
It's a good shot there by Jenkins, trying to go to the hook shot as he faded outside. It'll be a difficult assignment for Braun.
Jenkins out with 6 points. By the way, Kyle Nebbs made that last shot for the Thunder. 11 points, 3 of 6 from downtown.
I'd like to see if Kyle Nebbs can be one of the guys that puts Wheaton on his back when they're struggling.
It looks like it's going to be a foul that goes against Jashawn Cobb.
We'll see a little bit of a push.
As you have Kyle Nebbs to inbound. Cobb goes to the sideline. And in comes Markel Johnson-Nichols to replace him.
I believe we're going to get an off-ball foul here.
So another inbounds pass. That one's going to go against Emil Jenkins, the center. He's been paired up against Braun a couple of times. Here is Connor Braun inside.
Braun has a little bit of a mismatch here against number 4, Bosma.
Yeah, Bosma 6'4", and a foul upstairs going against Bosma. And it looks like it will send Connor Braun to the free throw line.
And that's what I'd love to see more of from Connor Braun, going straight up to the basket instead of the hook shot. I think if you do that, you get a lot more high percentage opportunities.
Especially given the fact you were talking about how Connor Braun, he's 6'9".
Absolutely, and maybe this is coming from a guy who isn't 6'9", but being 6'9" offers a lot of advantages.
Indeed. Might as well take advantage of those intangibles if you have them. And he's definitely the tallest player on the team, no doubt about that.
You see Heidelberg's matched him with Jenkins and Panning so far, but if he can get a rare opportunity where he gets a mismatch like that against Bosma, then definitely go straight up into the paint.
12 points now for Connor Braun, also with 3 boards in this ballgame. Back-to-back double-doubles against Benedictine in their opening loss, as well as Lake Forest. Here's a three-pointer on the way. That one comes up short, though. Ooh. And goes out of bounds. The turnover for the Thunder, and Heidelberg going to retain possession.
Absolutely. Heidelberg not a great three-point shooting team, so you're all right with them taking that shot, but got to get the rebound on that one. Unfortunately, everyone makes those mistakes, so hopefully Wheaton can recover.
Thunder now with 7 turnovers in the ball game. Trying to drive inside the paint, but being choked around.
That's something they got to do against Young. We see the double team as Braun and Sock were on him.
And let's see where the referees want to roll it. And it's going to be Wheaton ball.
I love that defensive possession there. You see Braun sitting under the basket, and when Young tries to drive in, he's met with a lot of traffic. Wheaton's going to have to go to that if they want to slow Young down.
And Coach Buhai of the Student Princes, as well as Brady Bosma, were arguing that went off a Thunder player, got tipped.
20 points already for Young, by the way.
Impressive indeed. Again, his career high is 28. No backcourt violation. Ooh. Oh my goodness, Heidelberg is frustrated. They do get the ball though off the takeaway. And here comes the drive, not able to finish. Offensive rebound, ball still loose. It's Lightwine who has it. And it's going to be a foul that goes against Connor Braun.
Well, you'd love to see a jump ball call there, but we already got the freebie from the lack of over and back call. So
now some substitutions for Heidelberg. We have Trey Watkins checking back into the ball game.
You see Eric Panning checking back in as well.
The senior out of Columbus, Ohio, 6'10".
Panning also a point or a basket away from a double-double. Already has 10 rebounds and 8 points on the game.
Here he is against Connor Braun. 14 to shoot, gets right by Braun, but cannot finish.
Using the announcers could curse for good on that one.
I mean, that was a really nice move by Pan. Just not finish.
You can clearly see a lot of talent on this Heidelberg team between Young and Panning, both guys who can throw their teams on their back. We'll see how Wheaton responds.
There's Kyle Nebbs with 12 on the shot clock. Nebbs almost turned it over, able to get it back though. Now 8 to shoot for Nate Sock. Sock against Young. Sock fading away. That one no good though.
That was a good shot, tough shot. I like the fadeaway on that one. Unfortunately unable to convert.
Oh, nice play inside and able to bang it home is Carter Feynman.
Fortunately, a defensive breakdown there for Wheaton, not able to get back on time enough, and we see the open shot taken.
7-point lead, tie for the second largest lead for Piedmont. Thunder are scoreless in their last minute and 44 seconds.
Yeah, and a lot of it's been unable to convert on shots, unable to convert on three-point shooting. So I'd like to see if they can try to drive to the basket and get a foul.
Here's Connor Braun taking the three and knocking it down from beyond the arc.
Or you can take the three, as you can see. Wheaton definitely a good three-point shooting team, and even a guy like Braun can go up and hit him.
8th three-pointer of the game for the Thunder now, 8 of 19. Here's Isaiah Young. Oh, with the right hand, puts it in.
Unfortunately, Valise pleading for a foul call on that one, but to no avail. Unfortunately, you'd like to see Braun come and get the double team, but he's already on Manning, so this Heidelberg team definitely difficult to defend. 22 points, and it looks like it's going to be a foul that goes against Heidelberg. I believe that's going to be number 5, Johnson Nichols.
And for Heidelberg, that's now 6 team fouls. The Thunder close to shooting in the bonus. Meanwhile, Wheaton has 3 team fouls in this second half.
Like to see one of the Wheaton players go on a run here. So far, they've been able to hang with Heidelberg. We'll see if someone can put them on their back.
Kyle Nebbs lost it on the way up, and it's going to be Heidelberg ball.
Good attempt there by Nets, but unfortunately off of his leg, and Heidelberg's going to have a chance to push this one out to a 3-possession game.
9 turnovers now for the Thunder. They trail 56-50. Inside pass, and it's going to be Wheaton ball.
A rare mistake there by Heidelberg. So I believe that was Young trying to drive inside and bounce pass to Panning, but Panning wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, I think it went right through his leg, so as we say in soccer, that's a nutmeg.
Yep, megged his own player.
Yeah. There's now Connor Braun, that matchup against Panning. Kyle Nebbs, oh, what a screen right there. And now Braun will fire the 3. That one will not fall, though.
If you want to get back into this game, you're going to need Braun or Nets to really up the ante offensively. And there's going to be a moving screen.
I believe they're going to call, yep, it looks like a blocking foul.
Yeah, I believe they're going to call the block on Connor Braun.
So that will actually put Panning to the line. Looks like they ruled on the way up. So in the process of shooting.
Panning a 66% shooter.
A 70% shooter from last season. Started in all 27 games last year as well. Averaged 7.6 points, 7.3 rebounds, and 0.3 assists.
And this is if you're Wheaton, you're going to start needing some of those three-point shots to fall. And one of the things with living by the 3, you can also die by it. So hopefully for Wheaton, you start to get some of that perimeter shooting going.
Thunder trail by 8. Here comes Valise. Valise finds Braun. Braun drives. And it looks like a foul on the way up, so Connor Braun will go to the charity stripe.
That's a great play by Connor Braun. Nice pass on the inside by Feliz, and I love Connor Braun going up strong, getting the foul, even if he doesn't make the shot. And so Wheaton has an opportunity to get points here with the clock stopped.
Braun right now 15 points. He's already 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Would love to cut into this deficit. first free throw. And again, a reminder, the Pfund Classic Championship game will begin at 7 p.m. approximately when the Piedmont Lions play the Alma Scots. Should be in for a really good matchup. Again, that game begins 7 p.m. here on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network.
So we saw two teams who were able to prove how good they were in last night's games.
Indeed, with Piedmont with their dominant win, and of course Alma, a classic against Heidelberg. That went back and forth, but with 2 seconds left to go, Alma able to prevail. Give credit to Connor Riley, who we will see in a couple of hours. Came away with a game-winning shot to give the Scots the W.
You see Young working there on Sock. Well, they're giving up the ball here, so we'll see if they try to work on side. They have a mismatch with Jenkins.
And here is Jenkins able to get inside, but cannot finish.
And just unable to convert the shot there. Nice defense by Noah Hedrick.
Kyle Nabbs is open from beyond the arc, but he cannot score.
Yep, we're going to need some of those shots to start falling.
Isaiah Young on the other drive. Oh, high off the glass, and he puts it in.
Wow, Isaiah Young, does it again in transition, getting a head full of steam, rolling downhill, and it's really hard to stop him when he's like that.
24 points, 4 points away from tying his career high. Oh my goodness, that almost hit us.
Yeah, and thank goodness Felice was able to pull that one down.
Yep. Here's Nate Sock, good passing by the Thunder, 8 on the shot clock now.
And that's what we love to see. You'd like to see that there was another man open, an extra pass, but they're gonna have to drive inside.
And it's gonna be a foul inside.
Joshua Cobb looking at the ref, looking for an explanation, but as he gets tripped up. Again, if Wheaton gets an opportunity to make up points from the line, it's gonna be huge here.
Now 18 fouls for Heidelberg. That means the Thunder will be shooting free throws. It's a 1-and-1. With 7:15 left to go. You have Noah Hedrick to the line.
6'4" junior, transfer from Hope, serving as a bench player here for Wheaton so far. You can see if he can provide a spark.
He was primarily a starter while he was at Hope, as he averaged 5.5 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 0.6 assists. Shot 43% on true shooting. He was a 75% free throw shooter while at Hope. Second one is no good, goes 1 out of 2 from the line.
You're gonna have to take advantage of some of those opportunities that you get from your foul shooting. One of the big ways to come back is convert from the line.
Here's Isaiah Young against Nate Sock. Young, once again, high off the glass.
Wow.
Cannot say his name anymore. Nate, Isaiah Young, 62-53. That's now 26 points, 2 points away from his career high.
We just see him getting ahead of Sock, and unfortunately for Wheaton, he is really hard to stop when he drives.
And meanwhile, there is Noah Hedrick and a timeout on the floor. 62-55, 6:43 left to go here in this consolation game, and it's been coming down to the wire.
Absolutely. So far, we see Wheaton trying to get going offensively. Not a lot has been working so far. Unfortunately, a lot of the three-point shooting hasn't been able to land. But as we've seen in these last few positions, when they drive to the basket, they're able to pick up a lot of fouls, get to the line, and so they can try to make up some of that deficit from the three-point or from free throw shooting. And one of the things we're going to have to note is that Eric Panning, 4 fouls currently. He has a double-double already with 10 points, 12 rebounds. And so if you were able to knock him out of the game, that's going to be huge for Wheaton.
Yeah, and not only that, but for the Thunder, and I bet this is what Coach Howard wants. He wants to see, can his team deal with adversity? Because when other teams have been able to respond, as he says it, they tend to panic in these key situations. So I'm interested to see how will the Thunder come out of this timeout, and can they put up a fight with 6:43 left to go?
Absolutely, and you're going to be interested to see who some of the leaders on this team are, and who is that calm voice that emerges from the locker room, from the huddle, as that person who says, guys, we got this, we know ourselves, and we know our game. And so hopefully you can get some people stepping up in those leadership roles.
Yeah, for the Thunder, they don't have Tyson Cruikshank available. Again, a lot of seniors starting in last year's starting lineup. And as you mentioned before, the Thunder are still trying to find this identity. Of course, maybe it is Nate Sock coming back, or maybe it's Nick Chavot. But Coach Showers, he says that, hey, even though we may not have Nick Chevelle, and when Nate Saka wasn't available, Nate Saka as well, he can still compete.
Absolutely, and you see it from guys like Feliz, like Braun, like Nets, guys who have been around here for a little bit, who are stepping into larger roles this year. And so we'll see how this team is able to gel moving forward. But we got some good non-conference tests early on in this season.
Heidelberg shooting 12 of 23 from the field.
Oh man, here he goes again. You see great defense from Sock and able to finally kick it out and get the ball out of the hands of Young.
15 on the 30. Now 10 to shoot, guarded by Sock. And a foul on the way up.
And they're gonna call it on the floor. We see he's tempted to take that three-point shot, but definitely not his game. Drives on the inside, and I was honestly half surprised that he didn't make that shot before the foul.
So it'll be Trey Watkins inbound. The Thunder have 5 team fouls, so not in the bonus. Heidelberg, excuse me, not in the bonus. While the Student Princes have 8 team fouls of their own, so the Thunder in the bonus themselves. That shot is not going to fall.
Absolutely, you get a good break there as Young hitting a lot of those shots so far. So you get a chance with some of the missed opportunities from Heidelberg. Hopefully you can make back some of this deficit.
Yeah, he was looking to tie his career high in points in a game with 28. Again, that was set when he played John Carroll on February 1st, 2023.
So far, it looks like you have Braun on Young.
And that shot not going to fall for Hedrick.
Unfortunately, the jump shot no good. You had a little bit of a weird switch where Braun was on Young, and so offensively, I would like to see them go to Braun.
5:35 now left to go. Here is Trey Watkins. 12 now on the shot clock. 5 in.
Nice closeout there by Hedrick.
Here's Emil Jenkins working against Braun Jenkins, and he bangs it home.
Nice play there from Jenkins, going strong to the basket, getting that high percentage shot. Something hopefully we can see on the Wheaton side as well.
8 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Did not score any points in their loss to Alma, but they've been able to work inside with him. Here's RJ Valise. That one touches the right rim, though.
Fortunately, Valise trying to do too much on that one, and here goes Young with a full head of steam again.
And he ties his career high. What a game it's been for Isaiah Young, 28 points.
Oh, unbelievable. I believe he's gonna hit 30 at this rate, and so what a game for Isaiah Young, driving to the basket. He's been absolute dynamo.
Here's Connor Braun. Braun, and no foul. Braun wanted one. Good defense there by Jenkins.
Absolutely, and we see Braun trying to go up strong, but unfortunately unable to get the call.
And now Isaiah Young looking to break his career high. Oh, what a three! Trey Watkins from downtown. Boom goes the dynamite.
Man.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a shot.
I mean, talk about Damian Lillard range. That was nearly from the logo.
Yeah, and you see Trey Watkins, one of the key scorers here, hasn't been super active this game. And now we see Heidelberg pouring it on.
And now you can kind of see the Student Princes starting to establish their authority in this ballgame as the Thunder. You talked about Coach Howard saying not to panic in key situations, but the Thunder, as you mentioned, starting to lose it a little bit.
Yeah, as we see here, the Thunder struggling a little bit offensively, and Heidelberg is really starting to establish his rhythm with Young driving to the inside, and then even if you get a lot of these other players starting to warm up, oh, nice block.
Oh, what a block. Yeah, you're right. RJ Valise sending it back. But right now, the Student Princes on a 7-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds of this ball game.
Yeah, but Coach Howard talked about three-point shooting. It's something you're going to need.
Driving down the baseline and scoring once again. That's Zane Lightwine banging it home.
Lightwine, even some of these role players are starting to contribute here for Heidelberg as the Student Prince is really starting to pull away in this one.
16-point lead now for Heidelberg. Largest lead for them. We're going to take this consolation game. And hard down to the floor. Offensive foul, though.
So see, I believe that was Young on him, and maybe goes toppling to the floor. Didn't set his feet, but good enough for the offensive foul.
Now under 3:30 left to go. Again, Isaiah Young trying to set a new career high in points in a single game. Looks like they want to work it around, and oh my goodness, just feeling it. That time, Eric Panning.
And went in Panning, unnoticed so far because of the 30 points from Young, but Panning working with a double-double here.
11-0 run in favor of the Student Princes before that shot finally by RJ Valise.
And Valise, a much-needed break for the Thunder. Hopefully they can try to get back into this game, but with 2:57 here, it's going to be really, really tough.
Here's Trey Watkins. That shot won't fall.
I'd like to see if Wheaton decide not to push the tempo here, but you're going to need some quick points. Nice pass on the inside to Schultz.
But Schultz cannot finish. It's a good look for Schultz. Just those buckets just not being able to go in.
Absolutely, so far it seems like Wheaton has been struggling on the inside and from mid-range. And so it's been hard to find opportunities.
And they were trying to get that pass inside of Panning, but instead it's a turnover. Isaiah long look and check back into the ballgame. Oh, rejected! Oof. Wow! That time, Brady Bosma.
What a rejection there by Bosma.
2:14 left to go.
So far in this one. In these later minutes, everything has been coming up Heidelberg.
And counted and won with the foul. Eric Panning and a chance to make it a three-point play.
When it rains and pours, and Eric Panning, you see him start to get going. Matched up on Braun, goes to the left side, and fortunately reach early on, but he's able to push through the contact, get the foul, and make the shot.
And a chance to make it a three-point play. And with 2:08 left to go, kind of settling in here. So are looking to improve to 3-1. Heidelberg is. As that free throw is good. Now a 14-2 run in the last 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
Absolutely, we see a lot of the talented players just biding their time for Heidelberg, like Hawkins and or Watkins and Panning, and once they start to explode at them with Young, is just too much for the Thunder to handle.
And Isaiah Young is back in the ball game. Again, just tied his career high with 28 points. Here's Daniel Garza from the corner. That one's going to come up short. Offensive rebound gathered in by Nebbs.
And that's a nice play there. Garza getting some opportunities. I'd like to see if he can provide a spark off the bench.
Now a minute 33 left to go, nearly under 90 seconds. Nebbs, no.
Yep, and that's the difficulty so far. Overall, 36% shooting from the floor from Wheaton, and Heidelberg has increased their shooting percentage to 51.7.
My goodness.
31 for 60. Make it 32 for 61.
And with that field goal, Isaiah Young has a new career high, 30 points, a 30-burger here tonight.
Man, what an impressive performance. Absolutely making all of his shots, driving in, using craftiness at the basket. He's been absolutely unstoppable.
Under a minute now left to go. And another takeaway by Heidelberg. And here comes a three-pointer. No good. Probably better off just trying to run the clock, though. That shot got blocked. I believe it was Hedrick who sent it back.
You can see a little bit of frustration there for Hedricks as he makes the block.
Nebbs from beyond the arc. That one's good for Kyle Nebbs. Now gets him 14 points, his fourth made three-pointer.
Nice play. We see Nebbs with 11 points on the game. And so we'd like to see some of those shots landing from earlier, but good to see him now.
About a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Heidelberg on the verge of winning this one. The consolation here in the Pfund Classic. After a frustrating loss to Alma yesterday night where they had a chance but just could not finish. In the final minute, 3 to shoot. Here's Panning, that one in an air ball and a shot clock violation. With 6.6 seconds now left to go.
And we like to see Wheaton battling it out to the end, still putting in effort defensively, even though this one didn't go their way.
So for the Thunder, they're going to fall to 1-3 on the season. Daniel Garza at the buzzer. That one will not fall. Zeros on the clock. And the Heidelberg Student Prince win the consolation 78-60. Your final here. And what about the performance for Isaiah Young? 30 points, 12 of 17 shooting, perfect from the charity stripe, setting a new career high. And of course, Trey Watkins, 10 points for him. Eric Panning just working it inside the paint with 15 points of his own. And for Connor Braun for the Thunder, 17 points, 3 rebounds, and a losing effort. RJ Valise, 11 points. Kyle Nebbs with 14. And hopefully we'll get a post-game interview with Dominic and Coach Schauer. Dominic, take it away.
Thank you, Aiden. Thank you. And so I'm here at the Florent Kidding Arena with Coach Schauer. Coach, what'd you see from today?
Yeah, well, one, I thought we competed much harder tonight. You know, we just don't have CCIW available players at this point, and we're missing guys. So really just wanted to see us compete harder. We certainly did that in the first half. I want to congratulate football today. Really big win. Obviously, swimming had a big day. So in my other responsibilities, want to recognize them. We're just going to keep working at it. I don't know that I have any other solution to try to get us to compete a little bit better and try to just get us healthier people. You know, we're playing right now guys that aren't even practicing. So we're sort of just getting into games, and it looks like we haven't practiced, in large part because we haven't practiced.
Thank you for the interview. We'll be back here later tonight for the final of the Leave Fun Classic here. Your final between Heidelberg and Wheaton, saying so long from King Arena.